What's up, y'all? What's up? Good evening. Welcome to Friday Night Madness on this wonderful, wonderful July evening. It's actually July now, people. Do you realize how fast this year has gone? This pandemic, everything last year, this year just scrolling on by. So let's go ahead and get everybody in here. I see some people in the chat, in the lobby. They just been knocking the door down, waiting on us to get up in here. What's going on, Mr. Motivator, Raymond Elder, Joseph Thornton, Eric McDowell, XX Lil Ben, Cincy, FB Sports, DD, everybody that have been sent here by JT Sports. We appreciate you being here for the first time ever. If you're here right about now, I need you right now. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss anything from AFN. But we appreciate having this special guest on right about now. But before we get into introducing who he is, in case some people are new to this channel and don't know who we are, I am Miss Maggie T, co-owner of AFN, as well as producer behind Matt Mike Sports. And look, if you need something, you hit me up when it comes to appearance and things like that. So that's who I am. And right underneath me is...
It's your boy Kstlyz, aka Kev, aka the sixth man, aka.
Wait, oh my God!
What? Hey, man.
How you gonna miss your own cue? You're supposed to say, "I'm just Kstlyz." Like, how you miss that?
How did you get to it yet? You gotta let me set it up first.
No, we supposed to get it off rip. God.
Oh, hold on. Ooh, baby, I'm just Kstlyz.
Bam. There we go.
and don't remind me that this year went by quick.
Yes, it really has.
Don't remind me.
Somebody got a birthday coming up, don't we?
Yes, that's the day.
Yes, that's right. You ain't even representing your own self, sir. Happy birthday. Good Lord. You know what?
Hey. That's what
everybody in the chat. Happy birthday, Kstlyz. Happy birthday.
Right, no, Maggie. You got to give him a song.
Okay, I'll give him a song.
You done gave everybody else a song, not me.
Come on, all right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Just Kstlyz. Happy birthday to you. That's right. Happy. You happy? There you go.
Look at his smile. Look at his smile.
Thank you. But my knees still feel like they 56 though. So yeah.
And the other man of the hour, my better half over there, Matt Mike. What's up?
Give him some love. Forget me. Give Kstlyz some love. Everybody show some hearts, some balloons, all that. Happy birthday. We need to give Kstlyz a good show, man. Show your boy some love. Hey, throw some super chats in there too. Give him some love. Give him $5 so he can go get him a Popeyes. $5 foot long or something. Man, I can do some of that. Let's go, people.
So do
Let's
I
go.
Matt Mike, okay? Matt Mike, the great one. Matt Mike, the great one. If you ever know, all right. That's who I be.
All right, let's get to the introduction of our special guest. We don't hold him up too long. I know he was like, what in the world, these shenanigans that you got into? But guess what? Who do we have right next to me? Introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about y'all. Go ahead and even bring up the first question because it's going to go into just your introduction of who you are. I'm go ahead and get that question up for you.
I interrupt you. I got to say this first.
Okay.
JT, believe it or not, he's younger than me, but he's one of the creators that I look up to personally. Like when you go to his channel, when I'm telling you guys, y'all know I don't lie to you when I talk about great YouTube creators. This dude is absolutely brilliant. Trust me, I guarantee you, you would love it. All right, so I just got to get that out. this guy that I look up to. I model a lot of stuff after him. And like I said, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
All right. So I appreciate y'all for having me on. My name is JT Sports. I run the YouTube channel JT Sports. Ironic, JT's my name. JT's the YouTube channel. And yeah, man, we talk all NFL content, all 32 NFL teams. We also talk some college football there as well. And I started doing YouTube back when I was like in 10th grade. Like I had just turned 16, and I just said, you know what? I just want to take YouTube serious, see what it can do. Kept me out of a lot of trouble, kept me out of, the streets and stuff like that, because living up in Jacksonville, it's easy to get easily influenced and things like that. And on top of that, like after football season, it really wasn't nothing to do for real, because I ain't played 7-on-7. I wasn't one of them cats that was putting in extra work after the off season. You feel me? It wasn't no running track, wasn't no none of that. It was after the season was over. The season was over. Going back home, I ain't doing nothing. And then they used to have like these little. You have like the little workouts and stuff that you can do. They say you didn't have to come, so I ain't go. So I'll see y'all back in between. So give me something to pass time for real. So I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being here. And you know what? It's the very reason why we do what we do as well. What AFN is basically, we want to make it about the youth, to get them off the streets, get them something to do productive other than being out there getting the things they don't need to get into. So eventually we want to open up youth camps and things like that will benefit the community around Atlanta, because we need more of that, more people. We need more big men, big helpers, we need brothers again, my brother's keeper. If you ever remember that, we need to be that for our youth, because they're going somewhere, I don't know, and they need guidance. So great that you had that story, because it's the very reason why we put this together in the first place, not just to give you Atlanta content, but give you something to give back to the community. But let's get into these questions, though. We got the introductions out the way. We finna get into these Falcons, people. What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all again. Thank y'all. So let's go ahead and go to the first question, JT, and then we'll start with you, and then of course we'll make it a round discussion. Anybody want to else add to it? But let's start with this one. With the recent signing of Kyle Pitts, how will he be featured more in the offense in absence of Julio Jones? I started with JT, then Mike and KSTYLZ.
Well, it's really interesting, because when you look at your offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, I pretty much knew that the Falcons were most likely going to take another tight end in the draft, even with the addition of Hayden Hurst, because Arthur Smith, during his time as the OC for Tennessee, he ran a lot of 12 personnel, which is basically 2 tight end packages. So by having Kyle Pitts and Hunter, how did I just forget his name? I just said it. Hayden Hurst.
I call the same thing too.
So when you look at Hayden Hurst, like I think he had a really solid year for Atlanta last year. It wasn't, out of this world, but I feel like he was pretty solid. He had some pretty nice games. Look at the addition of Kyle Pitts. Definitely, it's going to come down to how Arthur Smith is going to utilize him, because really, I don't think he's your every down tight end. And the reason for that is because if you go back and you watch a lot of tape, when he was playing for Florida, everybody looks at the highlight reel catches that he had, how he was demonizing these cornerbacks and little boying them. Basically, he was a grown man playing pee-wee football. You ever saw one of them viral highlight clips that you see of this big old 6'8" Pop Warner kid against these 5'3" midgets? So that's what Kyle Pitts was looking like. But the downside is that he's not good at run blocking, and he got bullied by defensive linemen and linebackers who were able to get a hand on him at the line of scrimmage. So you look at Arthur Smith, he's going to have a lot of pressure to either develop him or try to line him out wide, because some people wanted him to convert to a wide receiver. Some people thought he could be like a better version of Calvin Johnson. So I definitely feel like with him on the field, he's going to be doing a lot on the offense. He's going to be playing a little bit of wide receiver, a little bit of tight end. You can just move him all over the formation and all over the offense.
All right, Mike. What you got to say, Mike?
That's one thing that I noticed. Also, he's absolutely right. Arthur Smith, when you look at where most of his plays came, it came in at 12 personnel. And one thing for me that stood out for Kyle Pitts and whether or not he'll be featured in the offense. This is one of the things that I think he's going to be able to help free up guys like a Hayden Hurst. I really think Hayden Hurst is going to be a huge possession. I don't want to say possession receiver because I think he's going to have a lot of touchdowns. He may have more touchdowns than Hayden Hurst, but Kyle Pitts just on the sheer idea that Kyle Pitts is going to be one of those guys that he's going to move around to kind of get the mismatches, and then you got Hayden Hurst, a guy that runs a 4.4 and he's going to be going against a linebacker. He's going to be singled up. You can't afford to not, to just single up Kyle Pitts just because he's 6'6", and that wingspan is just something else. Like you got tall wide receivers, with cornerbacks that can't match up with this guy. So you can't single up Kyle Pitts just on his size, and I think that's going to play right into a guys like Hayden Hurst. So, I believe so. What you got, KSTYLZ?
Well, I say it like this because when he said that 12 personnel, like I said, I definitely agree. But I know the way that they'll probably use him, especially if they're running like those twin tight end sets, he'll probably be flexed out a little bit more. We don't need him. The thing about Kyle Pitts is they don't need him to necessarily be a dominant blocker because every tight end can't be a dominant blocker. Hell, you even look at Darren Waller in Oakland. He's not a dominant blocker, but they use so many different looks at him. So where it's like, okay, you come out the huddle, you see 13 personnel, you think it's a base formation, maybe I formation, whatever. But they come out and they in shotgun, where Kyle's on the outside, Hayden may be on the outside, whatever's in the inside, do. So it's all about the chess match. He definitely gives you that chess match to where you really got to think, what the hell is he gonna do? What are they trying to do here? But the main thing for him is not necessarily to be 1,000 or 1,300 yard receiver, but the main thing they want to open up. They want to open up the outside for Calvin Ridley because with Kyle Pitts there, you need him and Hayden Hurst to occupy those safeties. That'll give Calvin his outside one-on-ones.
And I think that a lot of people are like expecting too much out of college because a lot of people have to remember the tight end position isn't one of those positions that you just come in and you have immediate production. Like there's a lot of the tight end position is one of the hardest positions to learn in the NFL, other than QB, because not only are you learning the route tree and the nuances of being a wide receiver in the NFL, but you're also learning things from a tight end standpoint, blocking schemes. You basically have to learn the same thing that the offensive line is learning. So most tight ends don't really pop off till like around their third year in the league. You look at George Kittle, you look at Travis Kelce, but I definitely think that Kyle Pitts could have a better rookie season than what majority of rookie tight ends have. You look at Chris Herndon, who probably has had the best rookie season for a rookie tight end in, recent memory. He plays for New York. He had over 500 yards, a couple of touchdowns. That's probably the baseline of what a rookie tight end probably does his rookie season. Now, we haven't heard nothing from Chris Herndon since, but I definitely feel like Kyle Pitts probably could be somewhere around that range and even better.
Okay, and before we get to another portion, just want to see what some of the people in the chat are talking about. Tony Wright said it's funny that you said that, Miss Maggie, because Smitty of Smith Sports Machine stated Kyle Pitts is 20 years old. He just received a signing bonus of $21.3 million, as well as I have something from Rodney as well. Is there any chance the Falcons would reach out and get a veteran free agent like Justin Houston to help Grady in Happy Fourth? Anybody want to jump on that one?
I'll say something.
Go ahead.
You're damn right they will. It's as simple as that. And just with JT, and I just want to get back a little bit on what JT said about the tight end position and how tough it is. Yeah, I hope you listening, Tim Tebow, because you ain't finna make the team as a tight end.
Oh my God! You got to bring that man name up. Wow. Hey.
But look, Tim Tebow isn't going to be lining up as like a strict tight end. Like I think he's going to be what Taysom Hill is right now, because like I just don't think there's any way Urban Meyer would really put his boy Tim Tebow in a position like that where he's just playing a tight end position that's really hard to learn that he's never played before. So I think they're going to utilize him like H-back, fullback, tight end, wide receiver. Like I think he's going to be more of like a gadget player per se, goal line packages, short yardage packages because of his size and athleticism. I just think Urban Meyer wouldn't say, hey, you're my boy, but I'm just going to have you purely at tight end. Like I think he wants to give Tim Tebow a legitimate shot at making the roster.
Yeah, like let's be real. Can he catch? Like the dude is a quarterback. Like just because you play quarterback doesn't mean you can catch. Like everybody's like, oh, he can run fast, he's big, but can he catch? We've seen guys that catch well in practice, but when it comes down to a game, guys freeze up.
Troy Wilson.
Wow, really? We see that.
Yeah, I agree, but I agree with that, but like it's not. I wouldn't say it's impossible to make the transition from quarterback to tight end because the tight end for the Washington football team, Logan Thomas, I don't know if you guys remember him, but he was a quarterback for Virginia Tech a couple of years ago. He came out in the draft, got picked up by Arizona initially, got switched to tight end, bounced around a little bit, went to Detroit, went to Washington. He had a pretty good year. So, I mean, it's not impossible for Tim Tebow to, if he was really going to be a full-fledged tight end. But at his age, by the time he's really able to learn the tight end position, he'll be like 40. He'll be like 40.
Exactly
so I mean, like,
he's nearly 40. Like the dude's almost 40 years old. We're talking about tight end, moving to another position.
He's going to get a social security check before he retires.
Well, let's go ahead and move on into the next question. We don't talk about tight ends. Let's go into since we're getting a little bit into different positions, what would be the Falcons' strengths offensively and then defensively? You can kind of just break that down a little bit to whatever you want to talk about. And start with JT Sports. Make sure y'all follow him as well on YouTube.
Well, we definitely know what the weakness is on that defense, the quarterback position. Oh, my God.
Hey, man.
It was awful, man. You could have put Man Mike out there last year.
Whoa. You gonna put me on the spotlight? Look, I ran. Never mind. Nah, yeah. I used to run a 4.3. I don't run a 4.3 anymore. So
listen, man, I ran a 4.18. I ran a 4.18. The thing is, nobody was recording.
No.
Yeah, that was the only thing. That was my record was 4.344. Yeah, that's what mine was. So look, man, I agree. The cornerback position is still up in the air, but I really truly believe that given you have a veteran coach, he's going to put these guys in a position where they're not going to be asked to do too much, and I'm putting the cornerbacks in good hands and good faith because they have a defensive coordinator that's going to put these guys in position to make the proper ways. And that's something you go back to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn always asks these guys to play, quarters. Like, who wants to be in quarters all the time? Like, who? Like, nobody wants to be in quarters the whole game, the entire game, 75% of the game, and maybe you have, man and a couple zone, a cover two responsibility here and there, but outside of that, like, nobody wants that. So when you got a guy like Fabian Moreau, I don't really I think Fabian Moreau, he's a solid guy. He reminds me of someone like Bleed Ray Wilson, not going to blow you away, but he's going to do his job. So, like, for me personally, I am looking at the defense, the cornerbacks. Well, I would say the cornerbacks, but the safety positions and the secondary in itself, that's where the biggest concern for me, because you got a good front four. I believe you have a good front four with Grady's year. I think he's going to be solid. You got some good guys, some rotational guys like Taquan Graham, who I think is going to be a great player. Marlon Davidson, we've yet to really see what he is, but I think he can bring some things to the table with his athleticism and strength. And John Kaminsky is another guy that, like, I really believe he has the tools to be a solid player. He's not going to blow you away with a lot of wild plays, but he's a solid. He just gets the job done. But that secondary for me, I'm really looking at that free safety, and this is why if you check out my video about offensively, all right, people probably wonder why I chose Richie Grant for an offensive guy to watch out offensively. I say that is because when you have a defense that can create turnovers, it puts the ball back into Matt Ryan's hands. So we get these turnovers from the guy like Richie Grant. That's going to for Matt Ryan more opportunities, and when he had more opportunities, a guy like Arthur Smith, who for the past 3-4 years they've been a top 5 red zone efficiency team. I think he's going to be good. So that's why I hit for the defense.
Since he edits, oh my goodness, I ran a 2.66, but the cameras were on.
Wow, this dude. That's a flash.
Man, y'all and y'all 4 3s and 4 1s, damn all y'all. I was a 4 9.
Keep it real, Kstlyz. Keep it real.
Hey, but I got the job done. That's all that matters.
You got this job done.
But on the real though, like you said, defensively, what more can I say, Mike? I know JT is the special guest here. Do I need to tell him what I used to call this defense last year? Do I need to explain to him?
Hey, I got a 3-word letter for you. What you could have called it? 4 letters. But
we'll
keep it PG-13 though.
Why would let it fly on madness? This is the only time we let it fly on madness.
Exactly. Yeah, I called it the Suki Hana Amber Rose slut walk defense for a reason. It was bad. It was that bad. Yeah. But the problem of it wasn't the players. I mean, some of it you can attribute it, but the system itself was just bad.
I was about to say, because I ain't hear a lot of good things about Ricardo Allen leaving.
Oh my God! Yeah, Ricardo Allen.
I don't think nobody going to visit him in Atlanta.
you talking about AOL dial up?
Slowly everything, boy.
But
everything.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna like what they do this year as far as the system is, because it's going to allow the athletes to be the athletes. They're going to simplify it. They're going to get some blitzes in there. Like I said, especially if you're blitzing from every which way possible. Like Mike said with the free safety thing. Yeah, Richie Grant is going to have to start because you're going to need a rangy guy back there. But I'm looking at Deron Harmon. Like I said, Deron Harmon is at strong safety will definitely be key for this team. Experience, big enough. He gonna hit your ass when you need to.
And are you bone crusher?
Yeah. Apparently, I'm bone crusher tonight. So,
wow, really bone crusher.
Hey, JT, I get a lot of the big boy jokes here. So, like I said, if you see something funny, you go ahead and start laughing because I might end up laughing too. He looking like, boy, y'all wild over here already, man.
Anything else y'all wanted to add to that before we go to the next?
Well, I want to talk about the offense. Like, I think the offense, I'm going to take a different route. I think the strength of this team is probably going to be running the football because, like, everybody was hating on bringing in Mike Davis. Mike Davis was really good for Carolina and replaced Chris McCaffrey. Now, the offensive line isn't bad. There's definitely talent there. Like Atlanta, I think like there's some crazy number that Atlanta has the most first round starters on their offensive line in the NFL right now. So the talent definitely is there. But one thing about Arthur Smith is not just like a lot of people have these misconceptions that when you have a coach that likes to run the football, he just runs the football 40 times a game. That's not true. Like there's more things to go into it. It's blocking schemes, how the offensive line's mentality and philosophy is from the offensive line coach. Like Matt LaFleur, for example, we knew when Matt LaFleur took the head coaching job for Green Bay that, okay, he liked to run the football, but what made his rushing attack so effective? The run blocking scheme. Same thing with Greg Roman and the Baltimore Ravens, who is their current OC. The way that they run their run blocking schemes are really, really good. So like it's more to just head coach when it comes to the offensive side of football than, you know, just being a really good play caller. There's extra stuff that goes into it schematics wise. And I really want to emphasize this, but I think Mike Davis definitely could end up being really solid for Atlanta. I think he could end up having 900, maybe close in on 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I definitely agree as far as the offense is concerned. When you look at offensively, you make a great point about, you know, I call it the small intricate details of football. And one of the things that when you look at the offensive line for the past 3-4 years, they haven't had that, okay, I'm getting to the spot. We're going to knock you out. Like that's one thing when you look at guys like Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, they know what they're going to do. So when you bring that mentality, like we're going to run the ball, that completely changes the offense and how the defense reacts to it because they know they're going to get attacked. And it's come like a team like the Bucs. It calms all that down. You're not going to be able to blitz because guess what? These big men are going to come after you. They're going to try to knock you out. And you got a guy like Caleb McGarrett. That's what he's known for. Chris Lindstrom. These guys are known for going after you and hitting you. They love it. Jake Matthews, they like to get physical. So when you have that mentality, that completely changes the dynamic of the offense. And when you have that, man, a guy like Matt Ryan, all he has to do was hand the ball off, throw the ball, you know, the short intermediate routes, just get first downs. That right there is something that you cannot, you can't underestimate because it all comes down to chemistry and having an offensive coordinator that understands, okay, we need to run the ball. This team right here, he has this linebacker. This linebacker is a little bit aggressive. We're going to take that aggressiveness away from him by like we're going to, you know, we'll run to this side. We're going to, you know, we're going to bootleg off of that type. So these are the things. It's all about setting up plays. And that's why I always say Kyle Shanahan is great at setting up plays until his damn ego gets in the middle.
Yeah, and you look at Dirk Cutter, he was your offensive coordinator last year. That's a recipe for disaster. Now, I like Matt Ryan. I'm not going to trash Matt Ryan because I don't think he's trash. You definitely got to be careful because I've been up to Atlanta a couple of times. I was actually born in Atlanta, Grady baby. So I know one thing when it comes to Atlanteans, they're really defensive about Matt Ryan. Like Matt Ryan is a big figure over there in Atlanta. So you definitely got to be careful when it comes to criticism of him. But I definitely felt like the Falcons got too overly reliant on him at times. And when you have an older quarterback who's getting up for an age, it's not the most reliable idea to ask them to have to run the game for you. Coming from a Steelers fan, you saw what happened after the second half of last year, when the Steelers lost to Washington, things fell apart because you had a 39-year-old quarterback in Big Ben who led the league in passing attempts. And you can't do that. Aaron Rodgers isn't leading the league in passing attempts per game. Tom Brady wasn't. Drew Brees wasn't. So when you have an aging quarterback, you can't rely on them to win games for you like that. Like you have to be balanced. And Dirk Cutter has this throw it deep mentality, literally. How many plays did you see that were simple, short, 3-4 yard play calls? Not really all that often. Like this dude is hell bent on throwing the football deep, and now he's wondering why he's in the unemployment line.
We on the same page right there, bro. We right there on the same page. you just basically said exactly what I thought. Like I said, and you said the three key words that Atlanta must do. for this offense. Run the damn ball. I say it every show.
And no old man Todd Gurley this year.
Don't remind me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't remind me. Oh my God, don't remind me. That wasn't his fault though. That
Bring the back.
There you go. That's what I'm waiting on. Yes, run the damn ball. We're gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Yep. With a BAWLL. Wow.
That's all I gotta say right there. As long as they run the ball and play action and short passing game, I think this offense will be definitely fine.
And I want to get into some chats. A couple of comments that we see in the passing. Mr. Motivated, just watching y'all feels like a movie that I can't stop watching. Keep up the great work. We appreciate you, Mr. Motivated. You're always loyal, always there. Tony Wright said, I love the Falcons' depth on both sides of the ball. Now, this is one of the main reasons why the Falcons will be successful this season. Hey, Asia. Hey, girl. How you doing? I always love my ladies in the chat. Where the women at? Go ahead. Where the women? I need more women in the chat. And then, of course, Loud Pack G. Okay. I'm probably from people from your channel, JT. I'm going to go back to it. I'm sorry. These chats are going too fast. I'm sorry, Loud Pat. But he said, get ready. It's going to be a tough year. So, but we'll get some more comments in a moment. But anything else y'all want to add before we move to the next topic?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go ahead and do it. So we've done talked about offense, defense. Now, next, we're going to talk about what are some players that is under the radar and should be talked about more. I know we kind of mentioned it, but if you want to elaborate on anything else that y'all wanted to highlight, starting with JT.
I think that Russell Gage is being severely underrated and underlooked when it comes to Falcons fans out there. Okay, we know Julio is out there. He's gone with Tennessee. We know that Calvin Ridley is going to be the number one. We know about Kyle Pitts. But what about Russell Gage? He was the number 3. He was the guy who was the number 3 wide receiver behind Julio and Calvin Ridley, and he was really good. Like, I don't think enough people realize how good Russell Gage actually was in the reduced role that he actually had. Now this year, he's going to be asked to step up into that number 2 role, and I think he's going to end up being really good this year. Like, I don't think enough people are giving enough credit to Russell Gage. I think he is severely, when I say severely underrated, like, I think he is severely underrated.
Look, I told you this dude remind me of myself. If I haven't, and Kstlyz, I literally made a video on Russell Gage being the slot corner killer, and people looked at me in fact, okay, he's just a slot guy. But when you look at his film, he also plays a lot on the outside. And Matt Ryan is the quarterback like a Tom Brady, like a Drew Brees. These guys are predicated on timing. It's not necessarily their arm strength that they rely on. It's all about timing and chemistry they have with their receivers. So when you have a guy like Russell Gage and you have tight ends like Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst, Russell Gage becomes expendable. And like, can you really can you double him? And he can win one-on-ones. He is a guy that's going to be able to win one-on-one opposition. So Russell Gage is one, but I think this person is severely being looked over. And honestly, I don't know why people are underestimating this guy. And he is obviously one of the best linebackers. I think he's just me personally, and no disrespect to Bobby Wagner, but Deion Jones is the best linebacker in the NFL. When you talk about making impacts, one of the things that, as far as the defense last year is Deion wasn't allowed to move around and do his thing because of the lack of the depth on the defensive line to keep those guys off him. So now you got guys like Graham. Now you got guys like, Davidson, all these guys have bigger, more physical linemen. Deion Jones gets to move around in a scheme where he's going to be aggressive. Dan Pease has a scheme with his linebackers where he lines them up at corner. He lines them up at safety, slot, Like he moves his linebackers around. So when you got a guy like Deion Jones, he's gonna be everywhere. You're gonna have to account for him. And you have a guy like Grady Jarrett who can also move around. So I think Deion Jones, his playmaking ability, I think you're gonna see him with close to double-digit sacks and at least 5 interceptions this year. I think he is going to be one of the most underrated and undervalued, appreciated players this upcoming season. Nobody is giving Deion Jones like we're talking about a guy that played in a crappy. The Falcons gave up the 5th most passing yards in NFL history, and Deion Jones still had 4.5 sacks and 4 interceptions. Come on, bro, that's a crappy defense, and you put him with a defensive coordinator that knows what he's doing. Look, Deion gonna ball, man. Deion is gonna ball. I promise you that.
Yeah, these folks done threw up a name in there that I did not want to see, and
oh god,
yeah, they said Tyler Davis. They said they need to cut Tyler Davis. After that Saints game, I was done with Tyler Davidson. No, you don't. You do not shake hands with the opposing team right after they score a touchdown. You don't do that. You wait for after the game. But but if you're talking about underrated and undervalued, I'm gonna kind of take a page. I'm gonna take a page out of Mike's book on this one. I'm gonna say Isaiah Oliver.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Isaiah Oliver. The reason why I say that is that like with the reports of him, they trying to say he's a free safety, but his role in this defense, he's just gonna be a free roamer. There's a difference. He ain't gonna be playing safety. He's gonna be roaming around the middle of that field. He's gonna be roaming around that 7 to 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. As we know, as him being a physical tackler and stuff like that. Because if y'all notice, once they moved him to that slot corner, that bit nickel situation type of corner, he flourished. And even on the outside, he wasn't too bad. But like I said, when you got AOL dial-up behind you that can't even cover a beach ball, can't cover. You get left on the island. Yeah. Every time. Every time he covered somebody had Ricardo Allen behind him. Ricardo Allen picked up the phone. And you know what happens when you pick up the phone when you had that AOL dial-up?
Everything. Everything.
Yeah. But yeah, Isaiah, like
AOL dial-up.
Exactly.
AOL is a little bit past my time.
That's what I was looking. I was like, I don't know. He don't know what AOL. I mean, that might not be his time. Let me go. Internet.
Let's go ahead and explain to him right quick what AOL dial-up was. Basically, you didn't have free flash phone internet like we do now. You had the sound. I'm gonna play the sound later on, but you had the sound.
No, don't do it. I don't want to hear that. No, sir.
So all you hear was static. That's all you need to know. It was slow as a road. That's all you need to know.
And what happens is if your internet is loading and somebody accidentally picks up the phone, your internet is done.
Speaking of internet, let's get to our normal troll right here, Mr. Sean Jones. He's our regular troll, y'all. But he said, I'll trade Matt Ryan for some 1982 Jolly Rancher sticks, fire lemonade, and apple, and a box of Johnny Appleseed. Lord, you know what?
This boy he's making a cocktail over there with that one.
That man up here trying to make a cocktail.
Hey, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I do agree with him with one thing, though. I really felt like Atlanta should have traded Matt Ryan for the simple reason that, listen, I don't think Matt Ryan should have to be on a team that isn't a Super Bowl caliber football team. I think that Matt Ryan at this point in his career is good enough that he deserves to be on the team that is in a championship phase. You get what I'm saying? Not saying Atlanta could be a playoff team and can't. I'm just saying that I think that Matt Ryan should have been I think that Matt Ryan personally should have tried to find a way to get into a team that was in a Super Bowl conversation, like a team that was a quarterback away, like how the LA Rams wanted to get Jared Goff in exchange for Matthew Stafford. I felt like maybe he could have been a really good piece with the Denver Broncos right now, especially with them already having a really great roster. They're just a quarterback away. But I do have a lot of respect for Matt Ryan wanting to finish his career out in Atlanta. I always respect players like him and Larry Fitzgerald who choose loyalty over ring chasing. But I just felt like Matt Ryan, really, I would have preferred to see him with a team that has a better shot of winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I know people is like, "Oh, he about to go out." No,
oh yeah, cause I see Tony right already with it.
Look, no. See, y'all got it all wrong. See, this is where people get it wrong. I call myself the Matt Ryan lover, but when it all come down to it, I understand where he's coming from. He's not wrong on what he's saying. Wanting to see a great quarterback, he's appreciative of his talent. This is why, as a Falcons fan, we've always stated, why do we not appreciate the greatness of Matt Ryan? He wants to see him win a championship. That's what you need to be focused on, and not, trading Matt Ryan. The guy is a legend. It hasn't been a lot of quarterbacks that have done what he's done. So do I want to see Matt Ryan leave? No. But if Matt Ryan was to come to me like Julio Jones, then to say, look, I just want to be out, man. I want to see if I can win a championship. You gotta respect that. He's giving us everything that we possibly can. He done been through 4 or 5 different offensive coordinators, 3 different head coaches. Let's be real. Who would want to stay if you've been through all of that? So it all comes down to it, man. We've always stated I was ready for a quarterback. All right, I was ready for a new quarterback, but we always state it's not all about bringing in a quarterback. It has to make sense financially, and it did not make sense financially. If it made sense, the Falcons would have pulled that trigger. I really believe they would have pulled that trigger on a guy at least to try to see if they can move up to go get a guy like Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they really wanted to move on, the Falcons had they have everything. They could have given up everything. Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones. He could have traded all those guys to move up to get a guy like a Trevor Lawrence. So, again, man, it's all about the money, all right? I'm not that crazy fan that's just going to, be on Matt Ryan bandwagon just for absolutely no reason. He deserves a championship. And that's what JT is trying to say, people.
And you know what? Matt,
yeah, and I want to address the hater.
We already kind of went into what we was going to talk about next. Since you're saying that he would probably do better with a different type of team, because the fact that, of course, he's here for a little bit. Thoughts on how important it is for Matt Ryan to actually thrive under Arthur Smith. You ran right into it, JT.
It's real. With his cap situation, with his contract, the way it's structured, he's not really he could play in his 40s, definitely. But with his contract situation, he's not really getting traded no time soon, because I think the Atlanta Falcons probably did try to shop Matt Ryan. The thing is that I just don't think they could find a team that wanted to take on his contract, really, because they had the 4th overall pick. And remind you that the Falcons were in the Justin Fields rumors really heavily. And on top of that, Justin Fields he lived in Kennesaw, Georgia, I believe, which is only 30 minutes away from Atlanta. So, there were definitely all the tools there for the Atlanta Falcons to draft Justin Fields. And we definitely heard those rumors, which were really heavily. But I definitely feel like Arthur Smith and them at the end of the day, because they restructured Matt Ryan's deal. So, basically, I think they kept Matt Ryan around. Even if they couldn't trade him, they were like, listen, Matt Ryan is not bad. He's old, but we can still win with Matt Ryan. And if you were a coach like Arthur Smith, there wouldn't be a better guy that you would want to have at quarterback like a veteran in Matt Ryan. So for me personally, I think it's really important that he thrives, because if he doesn't do good this season, we're going to end up seeing his replacement get drafted next year. And next year's quarterback class is probably the most talented quarterback class that we probably will ever see in NFL history. Sam Howell, Spencer Rattler. Look up Liberty quarterback Malik Willis. He's probably the closest thing that we will ever find to Lamar Jackson ever. And he has a way stronger arm than Lamar Jackson. This guy's basically a cheat code. So it's really important for a guy his age, because we've seen guys in the past his age not do well under new head coaches. Like you saw Cam Newton. Saw what happened when they brought in Matt Rule. They got him out of town. So for Matt Ryan, if he doesn't do good this year, man, he could find himself in a position that he could get his job taken.
Well, okay, Sal, you got it.
Oh, no,
you want me to go?
That was you, Mike. You next. You making the rotation move.
You see, boom.
I went. All right, okay. Look, he's not wrong. We've said this before. I've said this time and time again. Like I don't like what he's saying. We've stated this before. All right. This is why the Falcons have to get off to a fast start. I said this. I forget what it was, but may have been Monday. But the Falcons have to get off to a fast start. If they don't get off to a fast start, it becomes a question whether or not it's dangerous, because now you're looking at, you restructured Deion Jones, you restructured Jake Matthews, and that money, like that's going to be money that it's going to make it difficult for you to start the rebuild process. So it's going to be one of those situations where, all right, Matt Ryan, all right, he may have 2 to 3 years left, depending on his progression or aggression as a quarterback. If he doesn't play well, you're going to see them start that rebuilding process a lot quicker than what they want. So like he's not wrong. You're going to see, the Falcons start to move on with quarterbacks like one guy that I'm really paying a close attention to, and I know it's probably seemed like a homer pick, but a lot of people are not paying attention to JT. All right, nobody paying any attention to JT, and I'm talking about JT at the University of Georgia. The only thing that this guy does not have, and he has a question, is his legs. That's it. The dude can throw that damn ball. So when it all comes down to it, man, of course, you're talking about a quarterback that is 37. Matt Ryan is 37. He's not going to play forever. So at some point, you're going to have to start that process.
Like I look at it like this. You're going, like, especially with you being the older quarterback, yeah, he's going to have to definitely thrive the first year. I ain't gonna say so much thrive, but he's gonna have to. The main problem of this offense the past 2, 3, 4 years has been in the red zone. Between the 20s, we one of the best teams in the league between the 20s. But when it comes to that red zone, it's like we've been one of the worst. And that when I'm looking at Arthur Smith's offense like that, that's where I'm most paying attention to, is what these play calls gonna look like in the red zone. Everybody says we don't have a Derrick Henry. You don't need a Derrick Henry. I mean, Derrick Henry is amazing as far as being a big UPS truck, but like I said, it's about the creativity in the red zone that I look for. I think Matt Ryan will be all right because the offense suits his skill set, which is quick throws to tight ends, and the play action game, especially the play action game, because that's what he's best at. But like I said, it'll be good. I had something else I was gonna say, but I about damn forgot it because read one of Sean Jones' comments and he threw me off again.
Yeah, they in the chat acting the fool. This is Friday Night Madness, talking about they traded Sean Jones for batters of biscuit and all kinds of stuff. They trying to make breakfast in the morning. Y'all make sure y'all tune in Saturday morning for that, just in case y'all want to talk about biscuits and breakfast and cobbler. But is that what you had to say, Kstlyz? Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get into a little bit of more into what JT is normally doing on his channel. Please, before we get into that, pause and go to his channel right about now. JT Sports. I've been trying to say money for some reason. JT Sports. I don't know why, but JT Sports on
Everybody
YouTube.
says it. JT Money. I never heard of that.
Oh
man.
my god. Oh my god. But sorry, I've been like, when I was texting, I was like, you know what? I put money down before I even press send. I was like, oops.
I would play the song, but I ain't trying to get no. I ain't trying to get no copyright claim on this video.
But we're gonna go ahead and get into around the league a little bit more, because this is a little bit more up JT Sports alley. So get his channel, subscribe. You just JT Sports. It is nothing difficult about finding that. But let's go ahead and get into a little bit, since draft and everything that came around. Who had the best draft class, and what are your training camp previews around the league? So this is where we can just talk about anything and everything. If you guys are part of JT's channel, put your comments in the chat. We will highlight them as well. Just let us know y'all opinions too. Then we're gonna get to the QA portion after this. So let's go, JT.
I think that the Jets had the best draft. You look at, they draft Zach Wilson, you got your franchise quarterback, but okay, what are you going to do after that? Because we've seen the New York Jets previously mess up. They drafted Sam Darnold, and they didn't really put a lot of emphasis on giving talent around him that he needed to succeed. So Joe Douglas learned from that. He comes in, drafts Zach Wilson. You trade up and get Vera Tucker, one of the best offensive guards in this draft class out of USC. He can play offensive guard. He can also play tackle as well. You get Elijah Moore in the second round, who probably was a first-round talent. Fourth round, you get Michael Williams of the Williams duo from UNC last year that was torching everybody. So when you really look at it, like, the Jets had the best overall draft around quarterback. The Chicago Bears also are pretty much in that discussion. You draft Justin Fields. You got the offensive tackle out of Tevin Jenkins, who really should have won in the first round. You got him in the second round. You got Dommy Brown out of UNC. So I think the Bears also had a really good draft as well. Now, around the league, when it comes to training camp, you look at the Falcons, my biggest question probably is going to be how improved is this defense going to be, because the defense has been terrible for over the last 6 years. The best defense that the Falcons probably had statistically was like the year they lost the Eagles in the playoffs, 2017, I believe that was. Yeah, 2017. You look at Carolina, you got to look at Sam Darnold. I think Carolina Panthers definitely could end up making it to the playoffs. They have a really good team. Look at Tampa Bay. Obviously, I'm not really focusing on them because they have the same team from last year. Pretty much everybody knows that they're going to be amongst the cream of the crop. Tampa Bay, definitely my guy, Jameis Winston, my favorite player in the league. Definitely keep my eye on him.
Whoa,
I think he's definitely
with that. You ain't getting away with that. You said Memphis 30 for 30 your best player.
Yeah, that's my favorite player.
Whoa! Oh man! Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't ready for that one. Oh man, I wasn't ready for that one.
You know that? I've been a Jameis fan. Like, bro, I've won so much money off Jameis Winston, like in fantasy football, real life bet, and like Jameis Winston's my guy, man. My first ever jersey was Jameis Winston jersey.
Yeah, hey, I wasn't ready for that one, man.
That's why he said he caught him off.
Hey, you laughing now?
No.
It's all funny. It's all funny too. He's throwing touchdowns against the Falcons this year.
Hey, but he'll throw that interception. Oh, I'm good with that. He can throw touchdowns, but he's gonna throw that interception. We good, man. Hey, but no, I just wasn't ready. James is a good quarterback. I think, him being with, the Saints, he has an opportunity to learn how to cut down and not be so aggressive. I think that's his biggest issue, is that he believes that he can make every throw. And in the NFL, you can't take those chances all the time. You got to be cautious. If you can't, if it's a split second, I know you have a big arm. You believe that you have massive confidence. And that's one thing I do like about Jameis. He has confidence. But again, guys like Aaron Rodgers doesn't believe that he can make every throw. He'll stop, he'll hesitate, before he makes something. He'll think twice. I don't think Jameis thinks twice before he throws, and I think that's his biggest issue. You gotta think twice, all right? And that probably sounds crazy for me to even say that you gotta think twice about some throws you cannot make. And one that really comes out to me is the fourth quarter pick. You're talking about Deion Jones. You can't throw that ball anywhere near Deion Jones. All right, you gotta be smart, and that's what I mean by him. You gotta think twice about some throws. You gotta understand the personnel, and I think he doesn't understand the personnel a lot. And I think when he get with a guy like Sean Payton, who is a quarterback whisperer, I think he's going to be very good.
Yeah, man. I remember he threw that pick six to Deion Jones in overtime, which it was his last touchdown as a Buck.
Yeah. You can't throw that anywhere near Deion Jones. You can't do that. I call him Neon Deion Jones. All right? You can't throw that ball anywhere like that. That can't happen.
And let me cut y'all off real quick. Let me cut y'all off real quick. We got VF Baller in here coming in at the end of this interview, but wanted him to get in a little bit about just who had the best draft is what they're talking about in case you didn't know what they're discussing. So go ahead, keep going.
You want me to say, let them to keep talking, or you want me to say something?
Yeah, let
answer the question.
Them finish, and then you'll add your own, so you can kind of fit in.
I got you.
Oh, my turn.
But yeah, man.
I was about to say, I think the Miami Dolphins really had the best draft, to be honest with you. Because for what I look at through here, it's like they addressed a whole lot of needs and a whole lot of toys to play with as well. The fact that you can get Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, and Eric Weddle, and Liam Eichenberg in 4 picks, those were literally 4 picks that were kind of expected to be late first round picks, and they got all 4 of them. You just set yourself up for something nice for the next 5-6 years. But it's all still going to depend on Tua. Can Tua lead that team and get better? Because we've seen him throw the ball, and that arm don't look good right now. But he got his homeboy from Alabama, so we're gonna see how that go. But I think Miami had what I was gonna say Buffalo because they had me and Mike's favorite players. They drafted me and Mike's favorite players out of that draft. But I don't want to be reminded of that. But I'm gonna say Miami Dolphins. I think they had a damn good draft. I think they had the best one.
All right, Baller, what you got? Baller.
No, I kind of agree with KSTYLZ. Like he said that they had the best. The Dolphins had the best 2 drafts. I think last year they did pretty good as well. But like you said, everything pretty much hangs on Tua really because there's already been a lot of reports since last year that he's not grasping the offense and or not performing. And I know they were talking about in training camp that he threw 3 or 4 picks or something. Something's up with that kid because he was so good in college and something's just not translating to the NFL. But that's pretty much the only question mark they had for the past 2 drafts. The Jets did pretty good as well. Also, you had some other teams that did okay, but those 2 really that stand out really. The Panthers is another one. They addressed a lot of needs, and honestly, I mean, I'm not trying to be a homer, but I think we did pretty good as well. So it's just pretty much those 4 teams, but I do give the nod to the Dolphins. The last 2 years, not only this year but last year, they done pretty good as well.
Hey, can I add something? One more thing.
Right? And then after that, we're gonna let JT get on and go because he got some other obligations to take care of. So we don't want to hold our guests too longer.
That's just a quick thing. And remember, the New York Jets I think they the first team in NFL history to draft 2 players with the same exact name. Remember that. Remember that. Yes, they got 2 Michael Carters on their team they drafted this year. The corner and the man,
they already lost. They already lost the season. They already lost. They going 4-12 for just for that reason right there.
Oh man, I didn't want to throw that out there right quick.
Somebody had in the comments. Somebody said, "Do you see Carolina being the issue for the Falcons this season, especially with Darnold at QB?" Hell yeah, bro. I keep telling people this. Sam Darnold can play, man. Like, he had a lot of great plays for the Jets, man. Like, I promise you, Sam Darnold was failed by the Jets organization. He's going to a Panthers team that has more to work with that he ever had in New York. You got DJ Moore. You have Robbie Anderson. You just bring in Terrence Marshall, who has some familiarity with Joe Brady. Then on top of that, you have a pretty solid offensive line. You have Chris McCaffrey back there, bro. The Panthers are a serious sleeper team heading into this year. They're one of those teams that should be a fringe playoff team. Like, you think they can make it to the play? You wouldn't be surprised if they made it to the playoffs, but at the same time, I still think they probably need a couple of more pieces on defense. I still have some reservations about that defense, but I definitely feel like Sam Darnold can play. He was felt by the New York Jets, man. Like, he can play.
You got to show it to me. I don't like. For me, that sound all good, and I know he can make those tough throws. But I'm a man about action. I can watch those one throws all we want. But when we talking about in clutch situations, when you need to make those, he's yet to prove that. So, does he have talent? Absolutely, he has the talent. He's he's a first rounder for that reason. And I agree to an extent. Well, more than an extent. The Jets did fail him, but at the same time, you still have to show some promise. I make when you look at a guy like Matt Ryan Jr., the Chargers, Justin Herbert. He's one of those guys that I think, when you look at him, he doesn't necessarily have all the weapons that he needs. He can make those throws, but like he hasn't turned that corner yet. Like, and me, when I say turn that corner, it's all about consistency. So like even guys like Josh Allen. Josh Allen played brilliant last year, but when you talk about Josh Allen, is he consistent? I've yet to see that. All right, we need to see that. So he has tremendous potential, but you have to show me, dog. You were the number one quarterback. I got to see consistent play, and that's one thing with him. I haven't seen any consistent play.
All right. On that note, people, JT Sports. If y'all haven't already scrolled on over to his channel, please give him some love, show some appreciation. He talks about every team in the NFL. So if you got a team, you're not just Atlanta Falcons, you go on right on over there and check out some of his content, his daily uploads every day, so you won't miss nothing. He actually got something that he got coming up soon. So JT, one last little saying. What you got to go ahead and just close it out?
Yeah, man, I just appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Y'all keep talking about the Atlanta Falcons. There's not really a lot of Atlanta Falcons YouTubers out there. Like, it's only like you guys. You got Smitty Smith Sports Machine, and that's pretty much it. So y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. If it was a law that you had to rep the team in the city that you were born with, I would be a Falcons fan.
Hey.
You sound like a lot of people that live here.
Yeah, that's about 75% of people.
They are not Falcons fans, but that's all right. We are. Well, we appreciate you, JT Sports, and go ahead and let you go. And look, y'all, he will be back. We would love to invite him on back, as well. But we appreciate you. Thank you. You have a great one.
Definitely, JT. Man. I'll try to get with y'all.
Oh, wait, what happened?
Thank you. I don't know what's going on my computer. I don't know. My computer's acting crazy, y'all. I'm sorry. I pressed something and it did whatever it did. Thank you, JT.
Cut the man off.
Well, you the Kanye West that man.
I don't know what's going on my screen. I did not. If y'all see what's on my screen right now, I'm trying to get out of it. But anyway, there you go. Thank you, JT. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and get to it. I guess we're going to open it up to the Q&A portion of where we saw some questions in the chat. This is where you can get your questions asked right now. And I'm going to be right back. I don't know what's going on.
I think she did that on purpose. I think she did it on purpose.
Hey, man, can't do him like that, man. Can't do him like that.
Yeah, can't do him like that. Oh, speaking, I want to piggyback on the Panthers thing. I'm not really worried about Sam Darnold. It's just the fact that that's a division rival. They play us tough no matter who's the quarterback is. So we just got to be worried about them regardless. So I don't know. I don't too much care about it. I don't think he's going to be a factor, but I just think the fact that they're a division rival, I mean, hell, they had a few low-tier quarterbacks against us, and they played, pretty tough against us. So it's regardless. It don't matter who's there. They're a division rival. We see them twice every year, so it's going to be a tough match either way. So it's just not just because Sam Darnold. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that'll be good until Sam Darnold starts seeing ghosts. Remember what happened last time he started seeing ghosts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, man. Like I said, a lot of quarterbacks have talent. It's the reason why they're quarterbacks to begin with. But it all comes down to consistency. Like I don't care about what he did and the weapons that he don't have.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I did not do him like that. My bad.
Kanye West.
I can't say. I can't say because when you look at Russell Westbrook, I was about to say Westbrook, but when you look at Russell Wilson, like he doesn't have a ton of talent around him. Like he doesn't have a running game. His offensive line sucks. It's consistently sucked, but he continues to put up numbers. So like that's for me personally. Like I said, I don't really care about how many weapons that you have because when you look at Matt Ryan when he first started, his first 4 years, first 4 years or so in the league, he really didn't have any weapons outside of Michael Turner. Like let's be real. It was Matt Ryan and the Michael Turner show. That was the offense until Julio until 2013. It was really that. And Roddy, like I said, he had one target. It was Roddy. Roddy, he had that. But it was really just Matt Ryan because even Roddy White wasn't, that Pro Bowler we expected him to be on a consistent basis. So, for me, like I said, I love when quarterbacks have back to back at least 3 years of consistency before we say, okay, this guy's going to be a problem for this division because this is a new division. He doesn't know this defense. He doesn't know the Saints. He doesn't know the Bucks. So it's going to be a transitional period from him as well.
Especially with the NFC South, like you said, being up there with the AFC North as being that tough division that you don't know. Like even though the Saints have won it the last 3 years, it ain't been that easy if you look closely at those games. It ain't like the Patriots when you just dominating everybody, you just losing like at least maybe one. But like I said, it's just gonna come down to can that offensive line gonna hold up in Carolina? Is Christian McCaffrey gonna be able to get back into his form?
That's another question.
Because we did the thing where we looked at a lot like his carries. He got a lot of hits on his body to be so young. Like I said, 1,700 touches in 4 years. Yeah, that's a lot of hit mileage on your ass.
And he what 220 if that.
He's 205, bro. He is 205.
Yeah, he like 205, 210. Yeah, he's like 205, 210, somewhere around there. Yeah, he's smaller than
that. Whoa.
Yeah,
that dude.
And Cincy, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. I'm gonna find your channel and come for you too. How about that? Nope, there wasn't delivery. We good over here. It's all love and support. But let's put them questions in the chat, people. This is the QA portion of the show. What y'all got? What you got? Go ahead and put that up there. There we go. Anybody else got anything they want to add since we're waiting on some questions?
I want to know how Mike Davis is trash.
Who said he trash?
Because they don't know him. If you don't know him, he's trash.
I mean, I ain't saying. I mean, he's not the best running back ever, but I mean, I don't think he's like trash. I mean, we got a guy named Trent Richardson out here. You want to compare him to that? It's not even close, So I mean, come on now.
Bruh. If they don't know him, he trash. If they don't like him, they trash. That's how they work. That's how they work. So, like, look, people make all these general statements with absolutely nothing to back it up. You know what I'm saying? I can respect the man if he has something to back it up. You know, we're talking about stats. All right, every stat is how you back up your claim. So if his numbers are saying, when you look at Mike Davis, I think he was number one. I think he was top 3. He might have been number one for like broken tackles and things.
Yeah, he was
like,
number one last year in broken tackles. Yeah,
and it wasn't Derrick Henry. So that ought to tell you, like, that's proof that he's a very good back. So if you go back and look at the game that he had, the 2 games that he had against us, that dude was running all over, running through us. And like, I won't say we were necessarily bad. We weren't good, but we weren't bad. All right, last year as far as the run defense is concerned. So like, that dude is a very good back, man. And you don't break tackles in this league, okay? If you're not a very good back and elusive back. He's very elusive, he's fast, and he's physical.
Hey, I have a little stat here that I want to get on the Mike Davis thing. Okay, as we know, he rushed for 642 yards, right? I just want to make sure I got that right? How about 400 of them yards came after contact?
After contact.
After contact.
400 yards after contact.
That's almost 2/3 of his yards was after contact.
So
think about that. That's over 60% of his yards that happened after contact.
Hold on. Yeah, y'all do that. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do the mathematics on that right quick. So y'all go ahead. Hold on. so I can get the percentage right. All right, 642.
And then after that, we'll get to Malik Holmes' question as well. We got a question pop up on the screen.
61% of his yardage came after contact.
All right. Question: how many more Pro Bowls will Matt Ryan make during the remainder of his career? I think he'll play 3 more years. Just to be I'll be fair. I'll say at least 2 out of the 3, but with his talents, it definitely could be 3 out of 3. But I'll say 2. That's if he plays 3 more.
Man, I really don't care. Like, y'all motherfuckers be worried about the wrong shit. We're all here talking about wins, and he's talking about Pro Bowl. I don't give a fuck about no Pro Bowl.
This is why he's mad, Mike.
Like, y'all worry about Pro Bowls. Who the hell cares about a Pro Bowl if you ain't winning? Y'all always like say, "Oh, he ain't winning. We ain't winning. We ain't got no Super Bowl." But you worried about stuff like Pro Bowls and yards. Like, none of that matters if you're not winning games. So Matt Ryan can throw for 3,500 yards and then that streak ends. I don't think he cares about that streak. Matt Ryan cares about winning at this point. This is why Julio left. He got tired of it. He got tired of it at some point. So, like, look, if it doesn't equate to wins, I don't care about Pro Bowls. I don't care about the new hiring and him, what he did in Tennessee. None of that crap matters. Because until we see what happens on the football field, all right, that's when things will come through. But like I said, I'm not worried about Matt Ryan throwing for 5,000 yards. I don't care about rushing for 2,000 yards. I don't care about if it doesn't equate, because we've seen, like, y'all have this thing that y'all call Matt Ryan Stat Ryan. All right, they call him Stat Ryan. And it doesn't do anything. It didn't do anything to create the win. So if y'all gonna bash him for being, call him Stat Ryan, then why y'all worried about Pro Bowls? Shouldn't y'all be worrying about playing ugly games and winning those 6-3 games? Like, I would rather win 63 games than lose 33-36.
You're damn right, because let's be real. The Pro Bowl ain't been relevant since 2004. Right. Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
probably before then.
That's like just a mini vacation for them.
Yeah, but like I said, you have to remember the Pro Bowl is a popular. Like somebody said in the chat here, the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest, and if you look at the quarterbacks that's in the NFC. Yeah, he's not finna make no Pro Bowl out the NFC because he doesn't garner that okay, like JT said, he said he likes Matt Ryan. Like I said, you don't get that often. See, like I said, when you have to deal with Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan ain't finna make no Pro Bowl. Even with a 5,000-yard season, he ain't making no Pro Bowl. I'm just gonna keep it real on that. And the thing we gonna say is, and I'm gonna agree with Mike on this, I don't give a damn about a Pro Bowl. If your goal ain't the Super Bowl, if your goal is the Super Bowl, he ain't gonna be playing in the Pro Bowl no way.
Right. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that.
Exactly. So
hey, let everybody know, if you're new to the channel, man, say I'm new in the chat right now. We can give you guys a shout out, man. Let us know if
you're coming from JT Sports Channel. Let us know you are brand new. Go ahead and hit that subscribe so y'all won't miss nothing. And also donate to the channel, people. It helps us to get better so we can have these amazing green screens and everything else, fancy edits and giveaways and everything else. So make sure y'all, donate to the channel. We appreciate everything that you guys do. We will be doing giveaways throughout the regular season. So your donations won't be unnoticed. We appreciate it. Definitely.
Hey, let me say this. Here over Atlanta Falcons Nation, we talk crap. This is how we talk on Atlanta Falcons on Friday Madness. This is why it's called Friday Madness. We're debating. You guys come on if you want to have an opportunity. Again, hit up Miss Maggie. You want to have an appearance on the show and tell us what you think about. It doesn't have to be the Falcons. It could be your team, whatever your team is. You want to come in and show us some love. Look, come and show us some love. Kenneth Lewis is another one. He's a new one. Look, man, we appreciate everybody. Anybody is welcome. If you want us to break down something on your team, whatever your team is, we just put ask Matt Mike or ask AFN, ask Kstlyz in the comments, and we will make a video specifically for you. Go first and frame raise also. Leave a comment and say, a question for him. We will make these videos for him. This is what we do. We are the men and women of the people. We're here to serve you guys.
And y'all want to get into Fred Butt's question? Do you think Arthur Smith will be an aggressive coach? What's up, Fred Butts?
I'll be quick. With it. I'm gonna give the Kstlyz approach to it, and I'm kicking the Kstlyz. No, I don't think he's gonna be an aggressive coach. I think the aggressiveness is what got us here. We need a smart coach, and that's what he's gonna be.
Bam! Right to the point. That's why when he say the Kstlyz way, that means to the point. I'm gonna make a little tidbit about that Pro Bowl comment we just made before that. Remember, Azaloni from the Saints had more Pro Bowl votes than Foye Oluokun. So that lets you know how relevant that shit is. But aggressive coach? No. Like you said, because we've had aggressive coach before. That was Dirk Cutter. That was Farmer Friend. That was them deep routes trying to throw deep every time. No, they not finna do that. Now, if you're talking about is he gonna be a coach that hold them accountable? Yes. Is that where you're talking about as far as his coaching style, or you're talking about what type of plays he's gonna be calling? Because if you're talking about play calling, it's not gonna be no aggressive stuff. If you're talking about his ways as far as getting the best out of his players, he might be a little aggressive, but it's going to be more so of the accountability aggressive. And that's what this team has been needing for a long time. Because Gilbert wasn't goddamn holding nobody accountable. And you saw it on the field. Let's be real. You didn't see it on the field. Because if you hold somebody accountable, there'll be some damn consistency.
I'm going to put it like... Oh, go ahead. I thought you was done.
No, I'm just going to say the one thing. Remember, 2 playoff appearances in 6 years. That's it. Go ahead, man.
Really, all you got to do is go back and look at the draft. Look who they drafted, look who they picked up, and look the type of players they picked up. that what speaks in draft basically, like in some of the free agent pickups as well, a lot of this stuff was just basically saying that they want smart players to be in position to make smart plays. So yeah, I think the aggressive side is just going to be the part that just, them executing. It's going to look aggressive once they make the plays. And they will make plays. There's no doubt in my mind that this team is going to be better than what it was last year. I think you're going to see some people step up and make plays because they're going to be in the right position to make plays. And to put them in the right position to make plays, you have to play smart football. I mean, this is why you got a guy like Kyle Pitts. You turn back around to get a safety, and you got a couple of cornerbacks, and you got the offensive line. We got 2 offensive linemen. I mean, a lot of people don't. We know that what they picked up, but we don't really talk about it that much with Dahlman and Mayfield. I think we got a lot of smart players. I ain't gonna say smart players. I think because I don't know them. I haven't seen them yet, but it seems like we have we did a lot of smart moves and getting the smart positions for players to be in the right place at the right time. And these guys look like they're coachable. They look like they have they seem like they have some intelligence, and it seems like they have the athletic ability to be put in the right places. Dean Pease, like, his style of football looks aggressive, but the way it's ran, it just seemed like with the multiple moves and positions and who's going to blitz and who's going to do that, once again, it just goes back to position. Whoever gets in position to make the play is going to look aggressive if they execute properly. So I don't think it's just going to be just overly aggressive and playing and overplaying your hand and end up being, being beat on a play or whatever. I just more think it's going to be smart, intelligent football that makes it looks like that we're doing the right things because they are going to be doing the right things.
I like that.
Well, that's what I said.
I'm
going to break down on that too. I literally just said that's what a zone blitz is. It gives the impression that it's going to be aggressive, but you're trading a place for a place. That's why you blitz in the first place. It's more so, being a 3-4. It plays with the quarterback's mentality. For like it gives the impression that you're being aggressive, but you're dropping guys into a zone, and you're if a quarterback, if let's say for instance, you're sending 2 guys on the right side, and that's all the quarterback sees. And that's why you see a lot of, defensive linemen drop a lot of passes. These guys aren't really, used to being in coverage. And it's like the ball hit them, like we just saw with Jacob Tuioti-Mariner, like several times at the end of the season last year, where we were blitzing with Dion and Foyer, and you dropped Jacob into coverage, and he dropped easy passes. That's what you're going to see a lot of. They're already used to what what Dean Pease is going to do. That's why he's so excited, because he doesn't have to really take these guys through, that training process. They're already prepared for it. This is what we did towards the end of the year. They're aggressive and using that zone blitz. So that's what Dean Pease does. He's one of those guys that, like, again, he looks at what you do best, and he does more of that. So that's what the Falcons are going to be. We've already done.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I was talking all on mute, and I wanted to get into our next comment right here from Dartmouth. How good will Keanu Neal be for Dallas, and what do you think? And let me know what you're a fan of.
Yeah, let us know if you're a fan, because if you're a fan of Dallas Cowboys, I'll put it nice. But if you ain't,
let us know if you're a fan of. If y'all new coming from JT's sports channel, let us know what you're representing and everything also, so they can kind of answer it according to your team, because of course we're gonna give you the Falcons version of it, So let us know if you are not a Falcons fan. Let us know. If you are, then guess what? You ready? Get ready. We'll hold out for them for a minute. But what do you think, y'all? I mean, go ahead and give it. You Matt Mike. Don't hold back.
I'll just say this. Look, you ain't getting the guy that's gonna cover somebody. I'll just put it like that. That motherfucker is sorry when it comes. You talk about suck. This dude sucks in coverage. All right, he absolutely sucks. He done tore ACLs. He done tore Achilles. You're not getting the guy that's going to be great in coverage. All right, that's it. You don't want Keanu Neal in coverage. You don't want Ricardo Allen in coverage. Hell, you barely want DeMonte Casey in coverage. So if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, I feel sorry for you if you're looking for coverage. But what you will get from Keanu Neal is a guy that is a tackling machine. This dude will knock your ass clean the hell out. He's physical. He's aggressive. He's a great blitzer. That's what he does best. So if you're looking for a guy that's going to be a complete safety, you're not getting that from him. You're getting the guy that's going to be. He's an early down linebacker at this point, and that's the reason why they're moving the linebacker, because he can't cover for crap.
And I'm going to definitely put the K-Style spin on that comment he just said. Remember Ward Williams?
Yeah.
Same exact goddamn player. So,
Yeah.
except he ain't horse collaring nobody. But the thing is, Dan Quinn did the one thing that he should have did with Keanu Neal when he was down here, and he moved him to linebacker because he know his ass can't cover.
Mm-hmm.
That's some bullshit. You wait till now to do that.
Yeah.
But
lack of adjustment.
But at the end of the day, even with Keanu Neal, like I said, that pass rush still is going to have to be consistent to cover up his inefficiencies as a cover guy.
Thank you guys for the new people, man. We truly appreciate it. Again, when Baller get to his side, we truly appreciate it. All right, you guys. Again, if you want us to ask any questions, it doesn't matter if you're Falcon fan or not. Let us know. We will be happy to give our thoughts, on your team or whichever player it is. So we appreciate everybody who's new to the channel, who came from JT, or you just new to the channel altogether. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's always good to see new names, new faces, and different questions. And about this Dallas Cowboys thing and Keanu Neal, I don't think he's going to be anything special. I think his ceiling is already there. And on top of that, we talk about Dan Quinn, and I think he's a better defensive coordinator than a coach. But you think he may have that same mentality as a coach when he get over there? Buddy with the players and all that. I mean, how does that, if that's the case, how really of any of the defense is going to be if that's the case? Not just Keanu Neal, so if he's going to be this player coach or player defensive coordinator trying to, rally the troops and giving them praise for less than mediocre results, I mean, so what kind of defense you really going to have? So it's a lot of factors, not just with Keanu Neal, but the other guys on defense as well. I mean, is he going to hold people accountable? Because, I mean, you have to think about it as well. Look at the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, Mike McCarthy don't seem like the type of guy that's going to be really holding Dan Quinn accountable for being who he is. So, I mean, if these guys think they can just go to Dallas and high five and just be cool like they was here in Atlanta, so what does it really matter at this point? As far as are they going to be successful? Because he comes with the same playbook and the same mentality. You may have more of a mess than you think you have already.
Hey, I want to hit one question on here, and I know this is really going to be an off football topic, but I don't even know what the symbolism of this name is. But we just gonna say this guy here. He's basically asking who you think is the best soccer player in the world. I want to personally answer this because a lot of people don't know I am a soccer fan myself. But he said, who's the best football player in the world? Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar. I guess you're about to say Kylian Mbappe, Lewandowski, or Zlatan. This is an easy one. Cristiano Ronaldo, only because Lionel Messi outside the 18-yard box ain't worth shit.
Yeah,
get a lot of goals.
That's what I was about to say. Cristiano,
at least with Cristiano Ronaldo, he is a threat from midfield to the goal. Lionel Messi is no threat at all outside that 6 to 18-yard box.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the best young player out of this list, it's gonna be Kylian Mbappe. He only 23, but that motherfucker is a killer. He young. He's a killer. I'm telling you now. But I didn't want to get down out the way. Hey, appreciate the question like that. Yeah, like I said, I am a soccer fan too.
Look at Kstlyz showing his other skills. Y'all make sure y'all give Kstlyz. Hurry before this thing shut off on me. Go to his channel, just Kstlyz. Plug yourself, Kstlyz.
But I like look. I like Lionel Messi, but let's keep it real.
Content on his channel.
Exactly. I like Lionel Messi, but let's be real. Outside of that 6 yard, that 10, outside of that penalty box, and lack of set pieces, he ain't worth shit compared to Cristiano Ronaldo.
I don't hear a lot of people screaming Messi. For me, I have a well-diverse round of friends, and they're soccer fans, and all I hear from these soccer fans is Cristiano. So that's just for me. And you see the World Cup you see the World Cup all the time. And when I talk about Cristiano, like, look, bro, like that dude is just a whole different type of animal, man. That dude is a whole different type of animal. And we probably gonna lose some as a viewers. As I say it.
Hey, but the thing is, you got to show them something a little different so they don't think it's just Atlanta Falcons and Atlanta Falcons only. So they know you don't know what to expect here. But Zlatan Ibrahimovic is way, like I said, that goes back to when I was in middle school. Zlatan, he's good, but yeah. But we got any more questions going on here, y'all? Y'all, we need some questions here. Oh Lord, King Quest coming here talking about is Lattimore out of jail yet, or playing for the prison All-Star.
Oh my God, really?
Ever since they stopped letting him hold, boy, he's been playing like he's in prison. Let's be real. Ooh, that's going.
What y'all prediction for the NFC South? Ball, you want to take this?
Yeah, I'll say 17 games, right? So I'll say. I want to say, but see, I don't want to give a prediction for the Bucks, because the thing about the Bucks is they brought everybody back, and teams could figure them out. Yeah, you got Tom Brady, but that's kind of the downfall of bringing everybody back. It's not like you're unstoppable. Y'all got to understand, they went on a run at the end of the year, and the team, I'm not saying the team was bad, but the team could be figured out. So I'm not even going to say they can win the division, to be honest. If they do, it may be like one game. So I'm guessing that they'll probably go like maybe 13-4, maybe 12-5. I still got us going at 10-7 or 11-6, and maybe 9-8, somewhere around there. It's a toss up between the Saints and the Panthers, because I think that's going to be 3-4. I'll go out on a limb and say the Panthers will go probably 9-8 or 8-9, and I personally think the Saints going to have a below 500 team this year. They'll probably end up being like 7-10 or 6-11. Tell them again, baby.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You got your answer right there.
It's going to be hard for them. Like, we're talking about a team that has a lot of cap issues, and yeah, you have an offensive coordinator that can, he can make things happen, but like, we don't know how brilliant he really is. Maybe it was Drew Brees who kept that team together all this time. It's cool to have a game plan without Drew Brees for a couple of games. But when you got a whole season where Drew Brees isn't there and teams know he's not going to be there, he's not coming back, then you got a whole different type of game plan together. So for me, I just don't think the Saints are going to be very good just based on that. Because you're talking about a Jameis Winston. Yeah, I like Jameis Winston. Can he throw the ball? Yes. Can he? Like, does he have great arm talent? Can he? Like, he is that. But up top, like ball and putt, up top, the dude believes that he can make every throw. And when you talk about a quarterback who believes they can make every throw, that's not always a good thing because you take chances that you shouldn't be taking. And that's why I say, I brought up the game with Tampa Bay. Like, he does that all the time. You talk about fourth quarter. How many times in fourth quarter when, these guys have the lead, he throwing interceptions. You shouldn't be throwing those. You shouldn't be taking those chances. Quarterbacks should know when to take chances and when not to take chances. And Jameis Winston's a guy, he don't give a damn who, what quarter is, he going to throw that ball. Go ahead, Bob.
Didn't we just talk about playing aggressive?
Yeah. Yep.
Shut up.
Yep. Set up. You got to play smart.
Yeah.
You got to play smart. You got to play smart. And that's why I say I'm not looking for any more aggressive because aggressiveness doesn't always mean you're going to be good. Like, well, how many times during this season and the last couple of seasons, because Dan Quinn knew his job was on the line, he going on for like it's the go like you're in the midfield and you going for it on fourth down. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't do stuff like that.
That was a Smitty problem too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Coach Smitty had that problem too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was also the problem of the 3rd and 1s with Coach Smith as well. Like, we couldn't convert a 3rd and 1 to save our life, which is crazy as hell. When you got a bowling ball back there, but when you got rid of Harvey Dahl and Tyson Claiborne and them guys like that 3rd.
I was just about to say that because that interior line was just gutted. That interior line was just gutted. You're right.
Yeah, because Justin Blaylock, like I said, I like Justin Blaylock, but he wasn't a mauler for no 3rd and 1.
What do you think about the record predictions about you, Kstlyz? What you think?
Man, I ain't finna throw no goddamn record prediction on nobody. No.
He like me,
No. I'm just going to keep it real. I ain't throwing no record. See, the thing about this division, and like I said, you could throw that with a lot of other divisions, but the thing about this division is you don't damn know what the hell is going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. So we could be talking shit about the Saints, but them motherfuckers might be they might have their backs against the wall and just go balls out and win the damn division again. It's a possibility. Only thing I'm just gonna say is with the NFC South is we cannot have Tom Brady win this division and go back to the Super Bowl. We can't do that.
I'm saying if that happens, it's an indictment on the entire division because, like you said, they brought everybody back on offense. When you have that happen, it sounds good on paper, but all that does is it gives every defensive coordinator straight up the blueprint of what they're doing. They're not changing nothing. Right. They're not changing a thing. I can see if they bring a prominent rookie in or they bring in a good free agent, but all their starters is returning. If you can't beat this team or at least give them trouble, it's a problem with every defensive coordinator that's out here because it's the same team.
Right. And then, like you said about the whole Jameis Winston thing, like you said, especially with the aggression, like y'all said earlier, that's the main thing that we keep saying about when people start talking about arm strength is the most important thing. Can you throw the ball downfield? That don't mean a goddamn thing if you can't hit that intermediate and short routes, because those going to be the routes that's going to save your career. Them deep passes ain't going to do it. Because even if you look at Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, they don't throw a lot of deep balls. Most of their deep balls they throw out of desperation.
And he got a cannon and they still don't use it.
Right. So it's dump off passes to Kelsey and Hill, and he lets the wide receivers do their job. He let the receivers make the play. He let the athletes make the plays. So
let's look at a couple of these questions that I've seen. Y'all want to answer this one? Is Ricardo Allen any good? I mean, do y'all want to skip that and go to the next one?
Man, skip. Hell no.
Hey, well, now, I'm gonna be for real. I'm gonna be for real. He's not bad. The issue is he's a step slow now because of that Achilles. But he wasn't always.
That's bad. You can't be a step slow as a safety, bro. Stop beating around the bush. You know that dude terrible.
You didn't let me set the question. You didn't let me set the statement up. Hey, let me set the statement up. Hey, let me set the statement up.
Fine.
He's a step slow. Like I said, he'll give you the leadership aspect of it, but I'm about to say don't expect him to be Kevin Byard in this motherfucker. He's gonna be more like Brucey back there. Y'all seen the longest, y'all. He gonna be Brucey back there. He gonna be a step slow with everything.
Step slow. I 8 steps slow. Dollop on your ass, boy.
Yeah,
Like
56K, huh?
Hey, look. I'm about to say, I'm gonna give you some homework. I want you to go look up the Ricardo Allen game against Kansas City. You'll see what you're gonna get.
Oh,
right.
Oh,
there you go.
I was so mad that game. It was like, bro.
No, it wasn't the Kansas City game. It was the last game against the Buccaneers. You're gonna see what you get.
Oh man, yeah, that was a bad one.
In the end zone, bro. You like, bro. It was like watching a man just like, whoa. You know how them commercials be like, you be, whoa. Like he running in slow motion. I'm like, bro, you gotta see that. How you not get there? And he's just like, bam.
Oh, just like that Cowboy game, he did the same exact thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got nothing nice to say. I wanted him gone like mid-season last year. I just saw he was just he like my thing with that. That's why I was angry with the teams. Like y'all so worried about, trying to preserve Dan Quinn's image that guys like Jalen Hawkins didn't get the necessary time to prove himself or get enough time to like show the next coach what he could do. Like that really pissed me off. Like guys like John Kaminsky, Jacob Tutu Mariner, he got his time. Marlon Davidson, like these guys didn't really. I mean, even Kstlyz Sheffield, like you didn't give these guys the real opportunity to showcase what they do. Like every time you saw Kstlyz Sheffield, they was like it wasn't any adjustment. Like y'all didn't blitz them. Y'all didn't like play a lot of cover two. Y'all just like put this man in zone and man coverage against one of their best receivers and just left them there. So it's like, look, bro, like you gotta do better than that, man.
Rookies, what rookie do you believe had the biggest will be the biggest surprise? So now we're talking about probably some of the draft picks that was like third round and lower. I mean, and later, because I think the first 2 or 3 picks are pretty much going to be okay. Biggest surprise, I'm just going to keep it simple. I really think Frank Darby's going to be the biggest surprise out of all the rookies that we have. What y'all think?
I got the big fat dude. He gonna be the left guard. So y'all already know. Kevin already know where I'm going.
You talk about Jalen Mayfield, who likes to throw opposing defensive ends into the student section.
Bro, I love that dude. I saw his tape. I saw his tape in Michigan, bro. I fell in love with that dude. That dude is nasty, bro. So like,
he gave Chase Young a little run for his money too.
Boy, he was throwing Chase around. Like he was going at Chase. Like, come on, bro. Like that dude is a man.
Cause the thing about it, a lot of people ain't gonna know about Jalen Mayfield. Like he's like technically, he's not a technical lineman like a Jake Matthews. Like people will be like, okay, he's not technical, but he brings that intangible that this offense needed is a damn mauler. We got one in Caleb McGarry, but we needed another one. We needed one in the inside. And if Caleb McGarry doesn't improve, then bam, you got the backup mauler right there too.
I definitely see where you're going there with that one. Yeah. I think because that's like I said, once again, we talked about the draft picks earlier. Like, I think every draft pick we picked was a solid, safe, and intelligent pick. It was, and that just goes to show you what type of game plan that we're gonna be coming with every week, and every what type of game plan that we're gonna have, and what type of players we're gonna have. I don't think it's gonna be much of aggressive, but we're gonna show some aggression and actually, put some intelligent plays together. So I think I'm really feeling that 100%. Any other questions that y'all see? Because I see a few of them, but I'm gonna let y'all go at it.
Oh, I was about to say I ain't giving my rookie who's gonna be the biggest surprise.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead. My bad, man.
It's all good. But I'm not gonna say the name that y'all gonna think I'm gonna say. I still like him. But I think the biggest surprise, I think it's gonna be I'm gonna go undrafted on this one. I'm gonna say Javian Hawkins. Because Alex asked the question earlier about is Mike Davis gonna average more than 4 yards a carry? No, he probably is not. But if you put a Javian Hawkins back there, let him get his snaps in, y'all gonna be very surprised, and y'all gonna like what y'all see because he is Ward Dunn. He is the Ward Dunn type of running back we haven't had since Ward Dunn. I like Ito Smith, but this guy Javian Hawkins is like, he's small. He knows how to preserve himself, but he's not scared to run in between the tackles. That's a thing. Now, the only thing you're going to hold back against him is Louisville runs a spread shotgun offense. So, like I said, you don't know how he will be as far as running like regular sets, like I formations and single backs. But he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm like, what teams will give us trouble this year from our schedule outside of Buffalo and Tampa Bay? I don't think we'll struggle. Again, that's what we can't assume. This is a whole new coaching regime. This is a whole new team. Like, they may not go into the season with the same game plan. They might want to run the ball. So, like teams that blitz a lot, they may, they may give it to him. But like at this point, I don't know, because I don't know how they're going to attack teams this year. Like in past season, I would say a team like Tampa Bay, Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo would have given us any trouble. They're not really a blitzing team. They just use their front four and play good coverage. But like, in the past, I would say a Tampa Bay give us issues. Teams like the Steelers, who play that 3-4, Baltimore, those guys like send blitzes at different types because it confuses the offensive line. So it's like, I don't know. We can't. All we're doing is guessing because we don't know what he's going to do. We can assume what he did in Tennessee. It was just based on Tennessee. I would say if he's going to run that same type of offense in Tennessee, then I could say that a team like the Saints may give us more issues because they have more physical defense. So, and you go look at, Tennessee, how they struggle against teams that were physical like Baltimore. Like Baltimore, they weren't running the ball on Baltimore like that. Tennessee wasn't running the ball on Baltimore like that. So, like, I would say more physical teams, if he keeps that same game plan, then a team like the Saints are going to give us an issue because they are physical up front. They got bigger defensive linemen, and they got linebackers that are bigger and faster. So, like, the Saints, if anything, If any team, I don't think Tampa Bay will give us any issues. I say the Saints because of their defensive line. Their defensive line is bigger, more physical.
I like that.
KSTYLZ, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'm gonna go ahead and go. From looking at the schedule, and I know as much as we have kind of been talking about Tua, and can he progress to it? But I say Miami's gonna give us a little bit of problems because remember that defense was already good, and then they just added to it. But the thing about it is, at the end of the day, it's gonna all depend on Tua. Can Tua take that next step? Because they're gonna run the ball. Mike Gesicki is emerging as a tight end down there. He's had a better season this year than he'd had the previous couple years. But yeah, I say definitely Miami will probably give us problems. I still think we'll win, but it's gonna be that's gonna be one of those who's gonna withstand the last blow type of games right there. Outside of the division anyway, so that's why I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like when the question came up, I really didn't want to put in any input about the teams in our division because we always play tough. See them 2 times a year, so that's simple. I like the Miami look because Miami, like I said, if the quarterback, if Tua plays decent, they're going to give us fits. Another team that I want to say, the 49ers, they already had a good team. And I don't know what they're going to do with their quarterback situation, but their team was already pretty well stacked already. So, and then we have to go to San Francisco to play them. So that team probably going to give us the most trouble out of all the teams I see that's outside of the division. Maybe Dallas. And I mean, even, we played Dallas last year and you see how that played out, but I'm really worried about the 49ers playing against them as far as us having like that one game that we look like a JV team or something because that team has already had all the type of talent already. So outside of that, I mean, them and Dallas and maybe, them and Miami and maybe Dallas, but I'm leaning towards more the 49ers.
Okay. So we got a $10 super chat. $10. Holla, 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 holla. From Daniel Bell.
Holla.
Holla, holla, holla. He said, Mad Mike. He said, I bet you AJ Terrell has the first pick. Hashtag ATL wins division.
Man, y'all can have them predictions. I don't do predictions, bro. I don't like looking like an idiot. Like I don't do that. I don't think it's gonna be AJ. I think it's gonna be Fabian Moreau. Like, cause ain't nobody thinking about him. Like, he's the most nobody's saying anything. He's a solid corner. He's a solid corner. Everybody's gonna everybody's gonna expect AJ Terrell to do something. They're gonna expect, regardless of what people think, like they're gonna expect, Isaiah Oliver to at least under Dean Pease to do something, but nobody is paying any attention to guys like Fabian Moreau and Kstlyz Sheffield. Like Kstlyz Sheffield could be another one. They're not expecting to do so. Like if we're talking about a pick six, those guys tend to get pick sixes more so than starters do.
How about I'll say that Foyer Lurcon gonna get the first one?
There you go. You can't be so damn. You gonna go from saying the Irish, not the Irish, to somebody that was Irish. Well, of course he go. He's one of the best playmakers on the team.
Hey, but if you want me to go unconventional, I will go unconventional. I would say the first pick is going to go to Eric Harris.
Eric Harris. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a safe pick. I think it's gonna be Deion Jones. I don't know if he's gonna get the first pick six, but I think he might get the first pick. I'm gonna just say Deion Jones.
It said the first pick six. Yeah, Eric Harris. I'll give him the first pick.
Yeah, first pick six. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be somebody who we expect with the pick six.
and watch we all be wrong in the first pick six.
Bro, watch somebody like Grady Jarrett get it on a fluke pass or something, and he'll rumble it in for a touchdown or something like that. Watch how that happen.
It's gonna be Steven Means.
Right, somebody like that. Like we all look around like, what in the world happened? You know, crazy.
Hey, I'm about to say that. Hey, I'm about to say Daniel Bell said he came with another one. He came with a $5 holler. Holla. He said Grant. He said, bet you 5 more that Grant does.
Hey, look, like I said, I think he's gonna be a playmaker for this defense. Him and obviously Deion Jones, but Isaiah Oliver, again, man, he's gonna be playing in that slot where he is a safety / corner, and he plays big, and he's going to have those quarterbacks, they're not going to want to test the outside with AJ Terrell, and he's going to eat, and he's going to jump some routes, and like I said, he's going to have every opportunity. He's going to have every opportunity, man.
Right. So I get everybody throwing in wrestling match. I guess they asked. I guess they talking about who their favorite wrestling match is. But before we get to that, I don't really see too many more questions here, but I want to address something right quick. And Mike, you made a video on this earlier. John Collins, Clint Capella.
Oh my God.
What the fuck was that shit? Bruh, they made Robin Lopez look like Robin Lopez at Stanford.
Man, they made him look like Kareem, bro. I don't know what the hell going on.
No. Technically, in Milwaukee, technically in Milwaukee is Luau Cinder.
Yeah, Luau Cinder. Yeah, like, and you know the thing about this game, they were like hovering around the down by 11, down by 13 the entire time. They had chances, but the problem was you started off real sloppy and you never recovered. And they had a chance to recover every time to make the game. They actually could have won this game, but they never could get any buckets. Every time they played smart for 2 plays, they played dumb the next 8 plays.
Man, we can't protect the paint. We just defense. Look at the net. I mean, just John Collins. You know, everybody been getting on my video I posted. I talked about he was one of the contributing factors to why we lost. They're trying to make it seem like I soloed him out. It's like, if you listen to the video, I said it was only 2 people that actually did pretty much anything as far as scoring wise. And the rest of everybody else was just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I ain't saying that John Collins is the only sole reason, but guess what? He really wasn't there to do the clutch, and there's no pass for that for me. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Can I look? I'm going to speak. You ain't got to say it. I'll say it. That loss was on John Collins. Why? We talk about leaders. If that was Matt Ryan, if that was Grady Jarrett, if that was Julio Jones who dropped the pass and Julio didn't show up and like be the leader, like we're talking about, you asked for $120 million. You got to step up and show. Like, no, fuck that, coach. I need that damn ball. Trey ain't here. I need that ball. You step out the way, Lou. You step out the way, Clint. Give me that ball. I want it. He did not take on that challenge. So if you're going to ask for $120 million, you better act
you gotta play like you're gonna be wanting that money. Absolutely,
like you want the ball. Mm-hmm. He ran from every opportunity, and then you got on the defensive side of the ball. You don't want to rebound, so I'm blaming it on him. You gotta have a leader. Well, every time Trey, everybody say Trey Young, oh, he's shooting 30-footers, but guess what? That motherfucker know he gonna hit him. He ain't running from it. He don't give a fuck if the coach says no. He don't give a fuck what nobody say. Trey gonna pull that 30-footer. Period. So if you want $120 million, you better act like it.
Hold on, wait a minute now. We got a new member
Remember, Blackheart.
Thank you, Blackheart. Boo, 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 boo.
Pick up the pieces.
Pick up. Oh, we didn't know how. Pick up the pieces. You won't be disappointed, sir. You definitely won't. Thank you, Blackheart. Definitely appreciate you.
I'm sorry. I wanted to go harder. I wanted to go harder on that.
They went in on Miss Maggie T. They went in on little old me. Like, really? I was like, ooh. I don't ruffle some feathers a little bit, but
here's the thing. They didn't exactly watch
the game.
The paint. When you're giving up 63 plus points in the paint, that is effort. That is wanting it. You're not giving up 65 points in the paint, and you playing hard down there defensively.
That's Clint Capella. That's John Collins. And like I said, it's more so John Collins because you're asking to be that leader. When you asking for that type of money, that's what you get. So when you asking like a Julio Jones can ask for that type of money because he's gonna put up that effort. Matt Ryan can ask for that type of money because you've seen them put up that type of effort, playing hurt, playing injured. When somebody goes out, all right, look, you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I didn't see John Collins calling for the ball. I seen him struggling to post up, goddamn a point guard. He was struggling to post up Drew Holiday, bro. Are you kidding me?
Like Tev comment, Tev Sports Gaming, and Noah, I think that was your name. We'll get back to your question, but we're kind of in the Hawks talk a little bit. We'll get back to yours, but John Collins is not a true number 2. That's why we drafted Kongwu. JC keeps talking about you and Max contract player. At this point, I feel like he's going to be tradable at the end of this. I don't care. I don't even care how this series goes. This is not saving his career with the Atlanta Hawks right about now. That's just my honest opinion about JC. I don't know what anybody else think about that.
The problem with John Collins is he's a very talented 4. But the problem with what made that game so disappointing, it wasn't the fact that they lost. It was like I said, you give up 63 paint points. They gave up 42 points in the paint in 2 quarters. Mm-hmm. That's just a lack of effort right there, man. And like I said, I know Kevin Huerter struggled. Like I said, and we was watching the game, and it was like, damn, it seemed like only Bogey and Danilo Gallinari scoring buckets. Where everybody else at?
That's what I was saying. That's what I said. That's what I said in my video. I was just like, they were the only 2 contributors at the end of the day. So, y'all can get mad and cry about John Collins, but where you at?
Where you at though?
Show up
when
it matters.
This was the type of game that John Collins should have shot like 30 times and probably would have had like 25, 30 points.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the thing. You got to want, like I said, when the spotlight is on you, and especially like I said, now that you're supposed to be the alpha of the team. Now, think about what Chris Middleton did in the game too.
In this recent game.
In the recent game, like I said, Giannis is out. Like I said, we know Brook Lopez got his points. We know Bobby Portis got his points. But when it came to the opportunity that he wanted to shoot the ball and make an impact himself, like Chris Middleton had 27 points and 13 rebounds. That's effort. Collins, like I said, he didn't show the effort defensively because I think the problem with his game is, he's so used to. He's like one of those. Like, he needs that lob. He needs that lob dunk to get into the game. That's his problem, and he's so used to that being like that. And without Trey, they're not running that pick and roll like that. Without Trey, that's Trey's offense. I call it the runner option offense, which basically means once he gets in that paint, he has one of 2 options. He's gonna throw the floater or he's gonna throw the lob.
John Collins has all the ability to drive to the hole and get a foul every time, and he did not do that not once.
Right.
He didn't, and that would have slowed down the game. That would have got those guys in foul trouble, and it would have made them think twice about doing what they're doing on offense because they're in foul trouble. They don't want to catch any offensive fouls, and that's tiresome driving. Trying to defend somebody driving to the hole all the time. You get tired. You can wear a team down like that. It's no different than running the ball up the middle in football. It's no difference.
Right. And let me put this for the record. Cam Reddish is giving Chris Middleton hell out there right now.
Man, I'm loving some Cam Reddish. Man. I got a whole crush on Cam Reddish. I ain't gonna lie.
Look, like I said, I had a whole Cam Reddish video 7-8 months ago on my channel, and you're seeing it right here. You seeing it right now. Like I said, he still got some ways to go, but at least the effort is there. Okongwu, he's not giving you much offensively, but the effort is there. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that Cam is somewhat limited to minutes, and he just can't play as much as we would like for him to do. But you're right. I mean, he's been putting clamps on Middleton pretty much ever since he started playing again.
Exactly. So the future is bright, but like I said, Game 6, the only adjustment they need, like I said, now you at home, now you ain't got no excuse to bring energy because the crowd is going to bring the energy. So you going to have to match it, and you have to.
Which shouldn't have been no reason anyway. We had no Giannis. I mean, come on now. Like now you have the big man there.
It's not even that. It's not. Did you see like the first 10? Like the first quarter of that game, behind the back pass to the other team, bad pick and roll pass. I mean, we turned the ball over maybe about what 8-9 times in the first quarter. I mean, it was real bad. That's really how they got the lead, because those turnovers, and we just couldn't recover. I mean, the game was, like I said, between 11 and 13 most of the time. We were down by that much, and with this offense that Atlanta runs, it's not hard to come back from that. I mean, hell, we came back from 28 against the Sixers, so it's not hard. It's just that once you put yourself in that hole and everybody act like they was timid to actually drive to the basket. That's what killed us.
Everything else,
that's what killed. It's like it wasn't the fact that the energy that it was just a bunch of gimme plays to give to the Bucks, and that's what gave them energy, because they came out like getting easy buckets off turnovers. Because I mean, what killed it for me when I saw the behind the back pass by Lou Williams and it went to the other team, they went straight down the score. When I saw that, I was like, all right, okay, now I see what's going on.
Go on that basket, doing all this, and having a whole damn field day on us. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
That was like a circus at this point. They were just like trolling us at that point.
When I saw Brook Lopez catch a lob and yam that hole running down, and he running down the court like a wounded hyena, I said, yeah, this is some bullshit. He runs like a wounded hyena.
Yeah, you can't blame this on not having Trey there or nothing. I mean, that team, there were just too many mistakes in the beginning, and they never recovered. It's like they didn't even try to box out. They didn't even try to cause a presence in the paint. They just sat there like, all right, Brook Lopez is there. He may miss this shot. I mean, he's 2 feet away from the basket. What you think? Like, y'all got to do something.
He's 7'1". If you don't put a body on him, he's going to do that.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it was. It's just if they played cleaner basketball in the beginning. I mean, like I said, we were down by like 20, 23 at one point. And at the end of about the fourth quarter, we end up knocking it down by like 10 or 8 points. They, even with all those problems, Atlanta really had a chance to win the game, because it wasn't like they got ran off the court. You just couldn't recover from your own mistakes, because. Who put it in the chat? Yeah, there it is. Right there, Dexter. Turnovers killed us. That's really, the first 2 quarters was just turnovers. It wasn't the fact that, the Bucks were playing so good. That's just like you throw interceptions the first 3 drives of the first quarter. What you expect gonna happen? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Right, exactly. Eventually they're gonna score, Right. You handed them the ball. Right. So they didn't do anything special. It was on us.
Thank you. Layup. Thank you. Dunk. But a lot of people don't realize, like, turnovers are momentum plays. Even in basketball, even if you're down by 15, 16. That one key turnover can turn that whole game around. We've seen it. We were the beneficiaries of it. So
In the Sixers series, we were.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were the beneficiaries of it.
All of a sudden, every turnover they got energy. All of a sudden, after a turnover, I'm about to call him Clinton Portis, Bobby Portis. He acting like he did the best thing in the world, getting the whole crowd hype off turnovers. It wasn't because he was actually playing good. You giving them gimmies. You give them gimmies, they're gonna get the confidence.
Right. But yeah, like you said, if you talking about a game plan for 6. Like I said, that's been my only problem. And that's it. Every time the Hawks lose in the playoffs, it's because they turn the ball over a lot. You cut them down, your record is actually they actually have one of the better records in the playoffs when they don't turn the ball over like that. So that's really what it comes down to. And the bigs got to play big because, bro, when I saw Drew Holiday bat down John Collins, I said, "What the fuck? What really? Really?"
Man, like I said, that's why his ass. Look, I'm blaming that game on him. You need a leader, and leaders ask for when you ask for $120 million, you automatically are a leader. You are saying like you don't see Kevin Huerter up here talking about I want $120 million. You don't see nobody up there talking about you put that spotlight on yourself. You said you were a great player when you asked for $120 million. So when you ask for that type of money, you better show up when you need it. And this dude, like I said, this dude got backed down by Drew Holiday, bro. A damn point guard. I saw him fighting for position and he lost it to a damn point guard. That is embarrassing on multiple occasions. So I'm putting it on him. Everybody know when Trey get into that game, they feed off his energy. So why they can't feed off of him? That's what leaders supposed to do. You're supposed to feed off your great players' energy. They feed off Grady Jarrett. You feed off Matt Ryan. You feed off Julio's catch. They get hyped. So why the hell you not stepping up as a leader? Look, our leader out. Trey is out. I got to do something.
Right. And you can kind of tell on Nate McMillan's face on the sideline, he just looking like
the dude. He said it.
He's like,
he said it.
He couldn't even answer for it.
He said you need to show up. Yeah, that's what he said. Somebody show up. It wasn't had knew anything about scheme or anything like that. Yeah. He said it. Coming off halftime, coming back from halftime, I believe it might have been it might have been halftime. He said, what are they gonna do to adjust? All he said was show up. So that's what I'm talking about. If your coach is saying somebody show up, that's what he's talking about.
Calling everybody down.
Like I said, even after that first quarter, a lot of people don't remember this. John Collins didn't play for like a good 5 to 7 minutes. He was on the bench coming out in the second half. He was on the bench, and they brought Gallo in, and they came back in. They got back into the game. John Collins back in, and then they start getting physical. John Collins got back in the game. They start getting physical, and he disappeared again.
See, I see what Ted Sports and Game is saying here. The only problem with that, if you're going to start a Conwu, you have a Conwu and Capella on start lineup, now you really hinder your offense. That's going to be the issue right there. You don't really have you really only going to have like 3 shooters and 2 guys that need to be around the paint. So that's
I don't even think that's the issue. Just the main thing is don't cause turnovers and play smarter basketball. Because like I said, they didn't lose this game because the Bucks actually played better. I mean, you go back and look at that game. Look at the first quarter. Look at the first quarter and a half. They were literally giving the ball away, and they were just running. I mean, that just gave the Bucks confidence, and that's how they ran away with the game. It wasn't because, we're just going to dominate you guys on both ends of the court. No, they're not dominating when we're handing the ball off to you. Like, that's not dominating. He's like, we're giving them a bunch of gimmies. So, I mean, I think they'll be fine. And I would like to see John Collins be aggressive. If y'all want to talk about aggressive like in football, this is the time you want to talk about being aggressive. Exactly. He need to be driving to the basket, getting him some free throw shots, but he didn't do it. He kind of ran away from the moment.
Right.
Okay, y'all. What y'all think about go ahead and let this go ahead and ride on out for the rest of the day? Because we do have a Saturday morning show coming up at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So we got to, I got to get my sleep in, get ready to go. It's Kstylz birthday. So we got to celebrate today. In case anybody that is late to the show, it is Kstylz birthday, everybody. I want to give a big shout out to Kstylz. Everybody in the chat, red and black. If you're not a fan of the Falcons, whatever you want to do, show some love. We need to give Kstylz a big old happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Kstylz, man. That's good.
There we go.
Appreciate
There we go.
Like I said, I'm 34 now, but my knees is 64. This getting old shit is for the birds.
And in case we missed anybody else's questions, we do apologize for that. We just been running rapid today. We had special guests and everything. So put it back on the video and leave it, drop it. Hashtag anybody you want to give it to. Kstylz VR. If y'all want to give him some questions, please drop it on these links. We'll make sure he gets those as well. He is affiliated with AFN, so he can give y'all a reply also. So leave some questions at the end of this video once it posts and everything. Please leave a comment. We appreciate y'all on all social media. If you can't find the stream right away, because you know how YouTube is sometimes, go on social media. Also drop those hashtags so we can find them as well. So that's all I got to say on that end, people. Let's go ahead and let us close it on up. We'll start off with the birthday man since he got his hand up.
Okay. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in on tonight. Like I said, shouts out to JT Sports. Like I said, very informational. And like I said, we all learn from him. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to him if you haven't. Like I said, and I'm going to put this disclaimer. The 6-man convo, which is the show we do on Thursday, is exclusively on just Kstylz channel. Mm-hmm. So when y'all looking for the 6-man combo, you go to that channel. We still go. I'ma still have something for AFN too. So we not finna just shut all that down completely. But hold on, you might have to get into this $5 holla super chat right quick.
Where did I don't even see it pop up? Where it go?
Oh,
there we go. $5.
$5 holla.
My show Lust Exchange will be back sooner or later. This is my shirt though, but you might know me for Lust Exchange. Wearing my logo today.
All right. By the way, I really enjoyed the content. Started with Mad Mike rant. Lord have mercy. It always starts with my rants. And now like family, I'm for Columbus UGA.
UGA.
Hey, man.
Woo, woo, woo.
Man,
hey man,
what all y'all?
Oh, that's the wrong one, because that's a Tech fan. He's a Tech fan, but yeah. Appreciate the $5 holla.
And that's Georgia Southern over there, so yeah. it's 2-1-1. We still outnumbered.
Hey man, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
But yeah, I'm gonna do two things here, and I ain't did. And since you want to call me Bone Crusher, I'm gonna give you a Bone Crusher line. I'm like, gripping the grain.
Oh my God.
From the front to the back.
He ain't even big no more. He likes medium crusher now. Well, he's still big, but he ain't walking, knocking down.
Look, I'm about to say I wasn't that damn big. Like right now, I'm not that damn big. So I look big on camera. But I'm still fat though. So just know, y'all still got the fat.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little fat. Maggie got a little stomach. Shoot.
Hey.
Ain't nothing wrong with eating good.
I'm literally tossing farm tires every day. So yeah, so I'm fat, but it's something else under here too. So don't get it twisted. But I ain't did this in a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just end it with this. I ain't did this song in a while. I think since this birthday, I'm gonna do the one that everybody knows me for. That made Kstylz famous. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Hold on, let me get the vocals ready. Ooh, baby, I got Popeyes. I ain't did it in a while. That shit probably sound like shit right now, but
You're going to hear a lot of that on the regular season, though, y'all. And for the new people, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe and everything. Who we got? I think we left with BF.
All right, yeah. VF. Hey, if y'all want to find out where I do my content, just Google First and Frame Rates in the YouTube chat. I should pop right on up. White helmet with the red face mask, and like I said, I talk about Atlanta Falcons football, Georgia Southern football, and then a little bit of everything in between as far as gaming. And y'all can just check me out. I appreciate the y'all guys having me again. Great show, a lot of new faces. Good to see y'all once again. Happy birthday, Kstlyz. Oh, one more thing. Dallas gonna win 4 games this year because they're gonna be they're doing they're gonna be on Hard Knocks this season, so they're done.
I heard
that's all I got.
So
that's all I got.
We get to laugh
yeah, they
at
done.
Dick Gilbert.
Yeah. 4-13. They're done. They're done. 4-13.
I'm glad you said Dallas Cowboys because I got something that I'm actually loading up now. So I'm gonna put a lasting image on y'all right quick before we get off. Let me see if it'll come up.
Not what I think it is.
No. This is something completely different. I got sent this from one of my co-workers today. I will give a shout out to my boy G Money for this. But I want y'all to read the caption on this. Look.
All right. It's time to go, man. It's time to go, man. Let's go, man.
That
president don't want
Emma.
On that note, shots fired.
Yeah.
That shit was fucked up. It was funny. That's why I had to put it up there. I told him I was gonna put it on the show, but it was at the end of the show.
That was funny. Yeah, but yeah, Dallas through. They on Hard Knocks. They're done. They're done. I ain't worried about that.
They're done.
That boy Sissy said, y'all still live. Yo, this Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Friday,
this is what we do on Friday night. You just hanging. You hanging.
Hey,
Friday, we don't have times.
I'm about to say, you better be glad you wasn't there on draft night. We had 2 5-hour shows.
Oh, yeah. We had 2 5-hour shows. 3. So me and Mike got on there and did some things by ourselves, I think. It was something. I don't even remember that. I don't want to go back to that past. On that note, let's get some sleep, people. Good night. See y'all tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on Red Clay Sports Show. Y'all want to hear some morning talk. Get your breakfast on and eat and drink and be merry with us. All right, people, and we out. Peace.
Bye.